Anyway, chat, you know what you here for. You know the vibes. Kagaribi is happening this weekend, Saturday night. So say what's up, YouTube. This will come out tomorrow. Kagaribi begins at Saturday night, I think around like 10 p.m. EST. So if you want to watch the event live, I will be watching both days, Saturday night and Sunday night. Obviously, it's going to be throughout the entire night because of time zones and stuff like that. So if you are a night warrior and you want to watch this event, tune into the stream. I'll be live at, the middle of the night during both those nights. So stop on by. But as you can see, right in front of us on this bright ass start.gg, we have the Kagaribi bracket. The seating and everything has finally been released. I've never seen this before. Actually, maybe I've seen this once with Evo. But look at this. Phase 1, top 2,560. You can see I have a bunch of Reddit links here. This shows all the seating currently. So if you want to see the top seeds, it's Spargo, Akala, Dormigi, Mia, Zomba, Shuton, Syrup, and Light for the top 8 seeds of this event. Obviously, the most notable one missing there is Hurt. He's not going to be there because of the delay mod stuff that happened or whatever, like last month and whatnot. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And yeah, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of players. Why are people sponsored by Squirtle? Why is Rafflo and the Buzz sponsored by Squirtle? But yeah, that's the top 8 seeds. However, we're not here just to talk about the top 8 seeds because brackets never go the way that it shows. So if you ever want to look at how a bracket can go, when you go on Start GG, you click Show Projected, and it shows everything that I just said right now. Like Spargo is projected to fight Mia because let me break it down to you guys in the top 8 format. In winner semis, these 4 players to fight against each other, 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. So Spargo is seed 1, Mia seed 4, Akala seed 2, Dormigi seed 3. Projected will always go as seeding goes. So that's why it says Spargo, Akala Grand Finals, because they're top 2 seeds. Therefore, they'll beat everybody until the end. Obviously, 99%, or not even 99, 100% of brackets never go the exact way that things are projected. The entire bracket, maybe in the end of the day, the first seed will still win. But, we see that when it happens. So what we're going to do is, since Spargo is seed 1, or no matter who was going to be seed 1, I'm gonna click their bracket. It opens up a lot more to the rest of the bracket. So Light was seed 8, so he is projected to fight Spargo in winners quarters. But obviously the bracket, we'll talk about everybody's bracket path. It says that Spargo has to fight Riddles if both of them make it into the top 64 portion of the bracket. Will that happen? We're gonna see. I'm not sure who this Japanese player is. Let me see. Based on the fact that I'm pretty sure they're seed 16. So if I go over here, yeah, seed 16 is Carmelo. So Carmelo has to fight Cola, who's seed 17. He's projected to win. I can definitely see Carmelo winning that. Spargo will definitely not mind fighting Carmelo here to make it into winners quarters. I'm sure he'd prefer to fight Carmelo rather than Cola here. But it's kind of funny that, like, if Cola does manage to beat Spargo, I managed to beat Carmelo, and the rest of the bracket goes the same way. Spargo's basically having an NA bracket of Riddles, Cola, and potentially Light. Meister. Oh, he has to fight Meister. He has to fight Game & Watch. Asimo potentially as well. This is actually a pretty good bracket for Spargo, at least this portion of the bracket. Spargo is nervous about facing Smub. I guess I can see it. People probably think he's capping when he says that Ridley actually does good against Cloud. Ridley does do good against Cloud, or like solid enough. I would say Spargo obviously well in favor of winning that, but I can see why he's worried, because Ridley actually can be a little annoying. It says best of 3 and best of 5. So if I had to assume, this is still best of 3, but this is best of 5. So he's going to be in a 3 out of 5 set. I think that's a little bit more of a sigh of relief in that aspect. So I don't think he'll be scared. Can somebody translate who this is for Riddles? He has to fight Midoran, a pit player. Rings a bell a little bit. Hopefully Riddles has that. All right, let's look at Light's bracket. Let's look at Light's projected bracket. I don't know who any of these players are. Everyone has almost an English name in this bracket, but I'm assuming they're all still Japanese players, or a majority of them. So he has to fight TKM. Is that a peach? TKM is a cloud. Okay, if TKM is a cloud, he's gonna farm him. I don't think he'll worry about that. But wait, you said that this guy is a Nest player? That could be a little worrying, honestly. I think he'll be fine in the end of the day. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine, actually. But then he has to fight Masa or Anarchy. So this is Falco or Greninja. No, Anarchy. You might have to fight Light. So, okay, Light's bracket is actually not that bad. Meister has to fight Taiki. This is a Sonic player. He might lose this. And if he does lose this, that's even better for Light, high key. If that does happen, then Light would have to fight either Game & Watch or Sonic. I think he definitely would prefer to fight Sonic here. But he beats Meister more often than not. He did come off a loss versus Monte though, so that's definitely a confidence boost for Meister going into this set. I think if Light gets to this point of the bracket, Light versus Asimo. Well, let's see if Asimo even gets there, because he gets upset, or like, you know, he's a little inconsistent more so than other players. Let me see, who does he have to fight? Oh, he has to fight Raflo. Raflo beating him, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I think Raflo is gonna beat Asimo. I don't know about Raf though. Raf could beat Kananabi. I think Raf will beat Kananabi. So I think this bracket would be Raf versus Raflo. I could see Raf winning this, actually, going up against Light here. I guess it depends on who they fight prior to that. Let me see who they fight prior to this. Okay, Asimo versus Madzai. I believe Madzai is a Pac-Man from Europe. Pretty sure he's very good, or he's like solid as hell. Raflo fights Akio the Shulk. Oh, fuck. Shulk is not a hard matchup, but like, that Shulk gets away with like matchup inexperience a lot. So hopefully that doesn't happen here. And Akio is good, like, not just like, he's not carried by matchup inexperience, but I'm saying like that adds into another layer of stuff. Like, I can't recall Raflo ever fighting against a Shulk to begin with. Raf has to fight Kep. Okay, I think he'll win that. Who is this? The sponsor looks familiar. COX. Oh, is that I think it's this guy, right? Yaman Action or something like that. That's him, right? He might lose that. Kaninabe might actually just lose this portion. Oh shit, Mia has to fight Waka. Waka is one of the players we raise funds for. Let me see, hold on, let me see Waka's bracket. I'm not sure who this is, but he has to fight Gachi Pie. That's the Lucario. And he has to fight Sue. Sue doesn't really use Lucario that much, I don't think, but there's, I guess, a small chance of a Ditto there. If not, it'd be Terry. Mia has to fight Danny. That's a wolf, I believe, from America. There's potential that Mia could lose that, low-key. He has lost to Ouch before. So if Danny does the homework there, or definitely has like recent VODs and stuff to be able to study off of. Tani does play Min. It isn't as sharp though, but like, you know, it does exist. Oh, Soon just plays Cloud now? Oh, okay. Oh, that's Rocky? Okay. I know players like character-wise, but I just can't read it. I think he'll make it here. So Mutace has to potentially fight him. I think Mutace. Well, who does Mutace have to fight here? Wait, is this Lucky, the Piranha Plant? The Cosmo Slayer? Suna. That's a Greninja, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Lucky's going. Oh, that's crazy. Let's go. I'm trying to see like projected wise. Honestly, I can see projected going just exactly the way that this is here. There's a lot more parts of the bracket, chat. Gluto versus Umeki. Ooh, this will be a good set. Oh shit, Zachary versus Jackal. Oh snap. That's another funded player. Who does Gluto have to fight here? That's a Duck Hunt. Oh no. Oh no, not my boy Gluto. No. He about to get it. He about to get it. Well, okay. When I think of Wario versus Duck Hunt, I think of Wario surviving a very long time consistently to the point where he can use multiple wafts in the matchup and not feel like he has to reserve it as much because of Duck Hunt's lack of kill power. So I still have hope that Gluto will win, but like, I'm sure that's like gonna be a scary match for him. And then Zamba versus Kamame. Oh my god, that's a name we haven't seen in a while. Kamame, the Moose. I'm pretty sure, is this a Wario player? I think Zamba will be fine, honestly. Zamba's been on a tear lately. I don't think he'll struggle until further part in the bracket. Or like if somebody beats him, it'll be like top 64 winners and stuff. He's the Wario K. Rool. Okay, I do remember him. I was rooting for him that one time when he popped off for K. Rool. I mean, Kamame doesn't really play as much anymore. I think when he runs into Zamba, well, actually, low key, if he gets into Zamba, he actually might do pretty fine against Zamba. But like getting there, Tarek would definitely be like the wall. But if he manages to get into that next portion of the bracket, I think Zamba could potentially struggle there. Because like, who the fuck fights Sora, you know? I know it's been a long time since they played too, but I do remember Kamame like destroying him too. But that was so long ago, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Yara, that's somebody who hasn't really attended shit in a long time. I think he attended one tournament in the last year, which was recently. He got like second or some shit like that. Or like third place or something like that. Yara is still hella good. I don't know who he's fighting. Who is Tamago? Arab? Okay. I think Yara will take that. Who does the Buzz have to fight? I know that's like Niatono's sponsor from back then, but I don't, that's not Niatono, right? Because he stopped playing. That's Tsubaki. All right, well, anytime I watch Tsubaki, he loses. So as long as I watch that set, the Buzz, you have nothing to worry about, Chief. Got nothing at all to worry about. So just make sure I'm watching and you will farm swiftly. I don't think I've ever watched him win a set. I'm not even like trying to hate or anything, but he just so happens to look. Bro was looking lost versus Sephiroth, man. That's how you know it's bad. When it comes to this portion of the bracket though, I know people will see this and think Yara is gonna automatically lose because it's Olimar. I actually don't think it's gonna be a free win for the Buzz. I actually think Yara has a decent chance at winning this. It is possible for the Buzz to win, of course. Matchup is in favor of Olimar, but I wouldn't say you just can write off Yara simply like that. But well, I guess we'll see. And then we got this portion of the bracket. This is the final pool section. Raru and Atada. Yo, Atada's going. Yo, let's go, Atada. Yo, cause this upset, Chief. Atada's the Nets from the Midwest. Very, very good. I would hope just that he wins. Who the hell is number 8? Like, is this like Kids Next Door? A new member, number 8? I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is either. Who is he potentially fighting against? Lima has to fight Repo. Repo's the Mega Man, right? That's a very good draw for Lima, honestly, because I'm pretty sure he lives in either in the same region or something as Peanut. Most people would probably not want to fight Mega Man, but like that's probably one of the very few players that don't give a fuck about fighting Mega Man. And then Noi is a Pokemon trainer / Olimar, if I'm not mistaken. That's a decent bracket for Lima, actually. Like this portion. So I think Lima will at least get to the next part without much trouble. So I guess we can like focus on the top 64 section. This is where shit goes downhill. Wait, hold on. Wait, did I not click some of these? Oh shit, never mind. This is all one. This is 32 players of the top 64. Hold on, there's a whole section that we didn't check. Because I just saw Akala, right? Akala and Toriguri. Okay, so this is a whole different section right here. Yeah, we didn't even see Cosmos. Let's check Cosmos's bracket. He has to fight who's Saboten? God, Cosmos, please win this pool. Win this. It's a Rob. Okay, that's not bad. If I'm not mistaken, now is a Mario, correct? I think Cosmos could get here, or like if he gets here, he has to fight now or Suinoko. So that's Young Link or Mario. Okay, I think Cosmos could get there. Now is not bad though, but like that's good. Now Yoshidora, ooh, Yoshidora or Yacht, Danes. I'm playing Gact. Gact, I'm pretty sure always beats Cosmos any of the times that they played. Oh shit! Hold on. Tweak is gonna fight level 1. Potentially the Toon Link. Oh, he's so cooked. I don't think I've ever seen Tweak fight Toon Link before in my entire Ultimate Lifespan, I don't think I've ever seen him fight against a Toonling. He's about to learn today. My boy Alba, unretiring for this event. Who is Yon? Oh, that's the Pichu, right? Okay, well, okay. If the Pichu beats level 1, I think Tweak is, he good. But if he has to fight level 1 in the end, I think he will lose. It's gonna be like Spargo, bro. When Spargo first fought level 1, pretty sure it was level 1, right? Kinda got smoked a little bit. Chag has to fight Uame. That's an Olimar. Not bad. Not bad. I think Chag could win here, actually. Palu's not like bad against Olimar. I would hope that he has some Olimar experience. I actually think, it's not even that. I feel like as a whole, Japan isn't that strong against Palu. So there's a decent chance that Chag can actually win here. Obviously, they're not all equally bad against Palu or anything like that. But it just seems like that's a character that's a little foreign to them at this point, because Jagaimo doesn't really attend much, which I haven't seen his name, I don't think, in any of these. I don't know if he actually is going. Hopefully Chag wins here. I would love to see Chag win here. And then if he wins, he has to fight Snow. Oh my god, that's actually not a bad bracket for Chag. Low key. Oh my god, I forgot Chase is going. Oh my god, Chase has to fight Toriguri. Oh, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. Bro, Chase got Steve, Pyromifera, and all this shit, and you gonna lose to fucking Banjo, Chief. But actually, Toriguri does lose to Palus. He has lost a couple times to Chag before, so it's possible. In fact, I need Chase to hit me up if he does fight Toriguri. Please don't fucking lose that, man. Toriguri is the best player in the world, but still, don't lose that. I'd love for Chase to win. I'm a hater? No, bro, I'm just being honest. Like I don't want him to lose. Wait, DK Will. Oh, what the fuck? Will's going? Wait, hold on. Who does he lose to? But Sarah, man? Nah. He not losing this. Calling it right now. Will winning here, bro. Sorry for Sarah, man. Holy crap. What a jump scare. Will? Holy shit. Toriguri kind of has a rough bracket. Low key. He has Palu / Steve into Steve. And that's just to make it into like the round before quarters. Ooh, Onin versus Reno. Oh, after what Reno just did, low key, Reno takes that with Sephiroth. I'm gonna be honest. The way he was playing Sephiroth was hot. I don't think he should go Byleth there. I mean, it's a 3 out of 5 when they fight, so you know you have room to potentially swap to Byleth if Sephiroth doesn't work, or vice versa. But low key, we definitely got to check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna need Reno to win that. I'm sorry, like, I need NA to cook here, but not all the time. Oh man, Loaf is there too. Who is this? Who does Loaf have to fight? Loaf is hella good. I hope he makes it like far. He has to fight Suzu potentially though. Suzu, we've only watched Suzu at one event, and that was that event that he fought Spargo and like had Spargo sweating. The only Steve in like ever probably to make Spargo sweat outside of Alcala beating him the first time they fought like years ago. Okay, Loaf uses Wario. Low key, Isabel versus Wario is annoying for Wario. Doable, but like until it's so good against like the shit that Wario wants to do. So you have to like respect shit. I would love to see Loaf make it to that portion, that next portion. But I think Suzu is projected. Like, I think as projected, I think it will go. It'll go as it shows. Let's see. Syrup gonna hold it down. What? Nah, they're changing that. Ain't no way Rivers and Syrup are gonna potentially play. They gotta change that. I don't know who Rivers has to fight, but that would be so whack if New Jersey gotta fight New Jersey here. I would say it's very changeable, but if seeding is final, then it is what it is. But that'd suck if they had to fight. Oh, yeah, a fucking local matchup can happen over here, and this is like top 192. Like it's so early on that it can very likely be changed. Peanut, yo, everybody is here, bro. Smash Ultimate, everyone is here. I need that Peanut run, no cap. Yu is from the Philippines. He's an Aegis player. Oh, actually, wait, wasn't he at Genesis or something? Didn't he have a pretty solid showing? I would say Ken is definitely projected to win though. He's very good versus Aegis. Siski has to fight Rimu. Is that a Min Min? Oh, right. He was at Watch the Throne. Ooh. That could be a little annoying. I'm not too confident for Siski there. I won't lie. Sonics versus Natoru. Come on, Sonics, you got that. You got that. Time motherfuckers out, bro. I don't care if people gonna hate. We need you to cook. We need you to cook, Chief. But I mean, Sonic versus Pichu, I can imagine that being like a little annoying because you're trying to hit Sonic. He's running away. Your percent's racking up and all that shit. Oh, Beastly. Beastly was the last player on the compendium that we helped fund. That's who it was. I was like, who the fuck am I forgetting about? Because I haven't looked at it in a while. So, Alice versus Beastly. Yo, Beastly got this shit. Low key, Beastly got this. I think Beastly will make it to the next part. Now, versus Sonics, though, I'm not sure about that. Alice is a Roy / Kazuya. As Diddy Kong, that's not too bad of a pick, or like of a draw. Jazo versus Komei. That sounds like a very annoying matchup. Shulk versus Ken. That's gonna be a slow-paced match in my opinion. Don't know who's gonna win. I'd like to see Jazo win though. Jazo's gone to Japan a couple times, so it'd be cool to see him get like a pretty good run going. So we got Shuton versus Ling. I didn't even know Ling was there. What the fuck? I would say Shuton definitely favor winning his pool, or like winning that projected versus Ling. He has to fight SSR. SSR is a Rob. So I think Shuton is in a pretty comfortable spot there. Big Boss has to fight Ike. Don't get it twisted. That's a snake. I think Big Boss could win that. Then he has to fight Mark. That's a Yoshi player. Don't know how that would go. Like I mentioned earlier, Japan Yoshis, they don't fuck around, Chief. They don't fuck around. I think Jagaimo will win here. Palu Bowser. Some Palus actually don't like the Bowser matchup, but like, y'all win. Calm down. Shattuck has to fight a me gunner. Oh, please don't get cheesed. Oh, please don't get cheesed, Chief. I say that if Shattuck gets here and has to fight Jagaimo, I think he will beat Jagaimo. Like solid. I think like 3-0, 3-1. I think he'll beat him. I'm confident. If he has to fight Harold the Bowser, low key a little scared. So a little scared, but pull it through for Shattuck for sure. And then we got Matsunabe versus potentially PK Chris. Chris has to fight Adelier. Is that the same one that was on Liquid back then? Like the Pokemon trainer? If Shattuck beats Shuton, Leo wins the tournament. I can see Shattuck beating Leo. Oh my God, Webb, you're going to get farmed by Leo. Damn. Leo versus Webb might be a good ass set, low key. But he has to beat, who's Chan? He plays Fox? Ooh, Webb, you got that. I think Webb has that. Damn, Leo versus Webb is gonna be a set. Wait, who does Leo have to fight? Who's this? It's a Kazuya? Oh shit. I gotta make sure to do my prayers later today then. Nao's very good. I'm a little worried here for Leo if they fight afterwards. But who does Nao have to fight in order to get to Leo? You got Rearchior. We got the Sora. Okay, I see him, Chief. I see him. He's a Sonic. Okay, I would say Nao has a good shot at that. Corrin, Sonic, not too bad for Corrin, but I'd say Nao's probably favorite. I don't know much about him though, so or like about the Sonic. Robin versus Mega Man, kinda ass. Won't lie, I don't like that matchup. Anytime I play Robin personally, because pellets just add so much layer of annoyance. But I definitely want Peepnut to win. Even though I'm a fan of Robin, I'm gonna need Peepnut to cook it up. And that will do it. That will do it for that portion of like that portion of the pools. But we'll focus on the top 64 here, because I've been yapping about this for a while. It's Kagaribi, bro. There's 3,000 entrants, or it says 3,351. I'm sure that's not all for like singles. That's probably like spectators and stuff signing up. But there's so much to talk about here, so this is gonna be a long video, you know. But let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about WrestleMania Night 2 over here. This is right here, day 2, pretty sure schedule wise. If Riddles gets here, he could be Spargo. Historically, he does really well against Spargo. However, Riddles is more on like the Street Fighter 6 side of like practicing and grinding for that game. So it might not be the same like fire from Riddles as opposed compared to the other sets that he had with Spargo. So even with that in mind, I would still say Spargo is in favor of winning. This was Carmelo. I would want Cola to win here because I think Cola versus Spargo would be more interesting. But at the same time, hey, I mean, if a Japanese Steve that isn't Akala beats beats Spargo, that would be something noteworthy, you know, like that's, I mean, no Steve's just straight up beat Spargo anymore. So even if it's, oh, Steve, LOL, it still would be a pretty big deal because, like, you don't lose to Steve like ever. Light, please, please win against Game & Watch, please. I think he got it. I sure hope he does. I would be very sad if he loses that. Asimo versus Light, I definitely would prefer to watch that over Light versus Raph. Typically when Light and Raph play, it's usually very one-sided in favor of Light, but at the same time, I would like Light to get his run back against Asimo. I'm pretty sure the last time and only time that they've ever played, Asimo won like 3-1 or some shit like that, you know? That, and it's also just gonna be a good ass set, you know? So definitely rooting for those two players to meet here. Ooh, Gluto versus Zachary. Ooh, I don't think they've ever played before. Have they played before? If they played, it must have been so long ago. They fought in 2019. Yeah, that's not even the same game anymore, bro. It's been so long. Holy shit. I was gonna say that no matter what, I think Gluto and Zachary are both two walls for Mia, like high key. Gluto shouldn't be beating Mia as often as he does. That matchup is hard for Wario, but he just beat him at, what was the event that Gluto just won? He just beat him like a couple weeks ago. So if I was Gluto, I'm feeling pretty good about this bracket, low key, unless he has to fight Rauru. I see Rauru down there. Shibuya Fist was when Zachary 3-0'd Gluto 6 months ago. Oh shit, they played recent? Oh, I didn't know they played recent. Okay, well, shit. Maybe my prediction is wrong. Zamba versus Yara. I think Zamba will win. Ooh, actually, damn, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people, because Yara hasn't attended much, I think a lot of people may have forgotten how good Samus could truly be. Yara was built different. Bro was top 15 in that one season where he just stopped attending stuff for like 3 months. But I mean, he later on like continued to not attend stuff for like a year. But like he stopped in the middle of the season and he still ended up in top 15. His results were really good. I will say that that's not going to be easy for Zamba, but if Zamba plays like confident, there's like levels for Zamba. There's sometimes where it looks like he don't even want to play and he just gets hit by everything. He gets tilted off of every hit and shit like that. And then there's the Zamba that like doesn't matter what the fuck he gets hit by, as soon as he hits you, you die. Zamba. And if it's that Zamba that he brings up to this day, he's gonna win. Zamba's gonna win this. Lima is definitely going to time the fuck out of Rauru though. if need be, he's going to camp. Gorioka, right. If he gets past Gorioka, I think Rauru might struggle there a little bit. Tama P farms Rauru. Yeah, I can't imagine that matchup based on what Bayo does and what Luigi tries to do. I can see that being pretty annoying. And if Lima wins, he has to fight against Zamba, which also is a pretty decent matchup, or pretty solid matchup for Bayo. So pretty good bracket, honestly, for Lima if he doesn't like choke or get nervous or something. Or if, you know, obviously he could get better playered by Zamba or better playered by Rauru as well and shit like that. So I can see a bunch of upsets or a bunch of this part of the bracket going a very different way. However, I will say that if Mia gets to this point in the bracket, I think he's pretty much locked in for top 8. And I guess since I'm talking about winners quarters here, I guess I'll talk about Spargo versus Light. They literally just played a couple days ago at Level Up, and that was kind of a farm for Light. I would want it to be a closer set, but if I had to pull through for somebody, I have to root for my boy Light, man. Of course, you know the vibes. Spargo's the homie too. Don't get it twisted. If both of them, if Spargo and Light have to fight here, I'm happy, because I know for a fact one portion of the winners bracket is solidified, gonna have a hype player or somebody I want to see in winners top 8, you know? So if they make it here, I'm happy. I'm already happy. Holy bro. Nah, hold on. Bro, Toriguri, his bracket is so ass. He has to fight Chase, who he doesn't really do well against Palu, but even if like he does manage to beat the Palu, Chase can potentially use Steve. And if he beats him, he has to potentially fight Crep, who uses Steve. And then if he wins that, he has to face off against Akala, who uses Steve, and he's projected to potentially fight Onin, who is Steve, and then Syrup, who is Steve. What the fuck? Holy, I didn't even realize that. Oh my god, that's crazy. He actually might have to fight Steve the entire fucking day, the entire tournament. Onin has to fight Tama P. I think Onin has a good shot at winning that. I would say though, if he gets it here, I think Akala is probably gonna win. Like, yeah, safe bet. I feel like I don't think I've seen Akala ever lose a Steve Mirror match. So I would just say Akala is probably gonna get here without much struggle. If Toriguri makes it to this part of the bracket, he has to win the tournament at that point. Like dead ass, he has to win the whole tournament. Syrup versus Ken. Ooh, that's gonna be a long set. Oh my god, ew. Oh, we're skipping this part of the bracket. I'm gonna be honest. Oh my god, you got Sonic versus Sonic versus Steve and Sonic versus Pac-Man. Yeah, we're skipping that shit. If we're watching like multiple sets, we not commentating that one. I'm gonna be real. This is a cursed path right here. And then we got Toriguri versus Cosmos. Oh my god, yo, if Cosmos is the one to beat no, not Toriguri. Doramigi, my bad. I confused the two because I think they have the same sponsor. Doramigi. If Cosmos is the one to beat Doramigi, oh my god, I'm gonna be so happy for him. Tweak versus Snow. If Tweak gets past level 1, high key, he makes top 8. I feel like, unless Doramigi just destroys Tweak. I feel like Cosmos will probably lose to Tweak. I think Tweak will beat Snow. I think he already has beat him before, so wouldn't be too surprising for him to get another dub. And then Tweak has to fight Leo, Shattuck, Shuton, and who's that person? Who's that person Leo's fighting again? We just talked about it not that long ago. He did lose to Shuton recently though, or like in his last encounter versus Shuton, he did lose. Oh fuck, yeah, Aka, damn. I hope Leo beats him. That's a little scary. I would say Tweak is actually favored to make top 8 in this whole thing. Diddy Kong versus Min Min is not too bad, and I would say Tweak probably has some matchup experience in it, and also he could probably hit up like Pink Fresh, somebody who also uses Min Min, just give him like a rundown of advice and all that shit to feel more confident going into that set. So I actually think Tweak can potentially make top 8 winner side here, and that will conclude the top 8 or making it to top 8. Honestly, this is where shit gets, I know there's probably some interesting sets here, but let's be real, 90% of this is not happening. It's not happening. I don't even want to I'm gonna focus on like this portion right here, from here to the top 8. That's a stronger chance of happening, but all this right here, there's no point in talking about this shit, because this shit is gonna be RNG. Oh my god, no. Oh no, please don't let this happen. Oh my god, please don't let this projection actually happen. That would be such a sad ass, like oh no, I would not be cool with that. That would suck. I'm gonna tell you right now, strong chance that this shit's happening. If not Light, then Spargo here or some shit like that. Like, it's gonna be like some team kill for NA right here, like big team kill. Sonics versus Onin, and then Zomba versus Sonics. I can see that. I can see this kind of happening too. Shuton versus Asimo. Syrup versus Raru. If Gluto fights Raru, cooked. That dude is losing to every Luigi on the planet right now. Asimo versus Shuton. I'd want to see Asimo. If it's projected like this, I would want to see Syrup win here, like from this point. I'd like to see Asimo win here. No comment. We can't have Sonic in this top 8, man. I'm sorry, man. Get the flu or something. Actually, don't get the flu, but get a headache. Don't play well. But the jeans. Whoa, that's OD. Well, you gotta understand, the Dominican genes, they annihilate the flu. That's why. So it doesn't really do anything. It's like All right, let's say this top 8 happens the way that it's projected. If this top 8 goes as projected, we would have Cloud, Game & Watch, Steve, Minmin, Fox, Rob, Steve/Ness, and Aegis/Olimar. Now, is this gonna happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But if it's somehow a miracle that all top 8 seed players actually make it into the top 8, this would just kind of be like a regular top 8. Honestly, we've seen a lot of these like player matchups. We literally just saw Light versus Zamba this past weekend. Spargo and Mia, I don't think they played that much like in recent memory, but you know, we've seen it a good amount of times before. Akala versus Doramigi. I mean, we just saw Steve versus Minmin Grand Finals with Onin versus Doramigi at Level Up. Syrup versus Shuton. I don't recall if they've ever played before, but matchup wise, Olimar versus Steve, we've seen it a good amount of times. So there wouldn't really be any like unique matchup. But looking at this, man, it definitely is a bummer that Hurt is not in this. You know, like we were talking about all these crazy ass matchups, and just imagine like this. So much would change by adding one person, because Hurt would be seed 1. So a lot of players are gonna get bumped down, and that changes brackets entirely, bro. That's how much it matters. It would be a huge difference. So it definitely is like a glaring like we're gonna miss this. All right, like I know some people probably don't like watching Snake camp and all this shit, but like that doesn't matter. And in an event like this, where you just want to see all the like best players and see who comes out on top when everybody basically on the planet is at the same event, definitely is like just a big ass like blank space right there. You know what I'm saying? What happened to Hurt? He's not playing because he used delay mods for Elite Smash to like practice, or like he uses it to practice, and like Japan, they don't fuck with mods. Like it's bad. Like it's a very, very different like viewpoint for mods and stuff. And like people were like wanting him to get dropped by his team and all this stuff. So he didn't. I don't think he got dropped by his team, but he's taking like a 2-month like timeout basically. Unfortunately, it's like a really important 2 months because he missed out on Level Up, which he was supposed to be there. He's missing out on Kagaribi, and he's missing out on like Kowloon happening the week after and shit like that. If Light makes it into top 8 winner side, I strongly feel like he has a really good chance at winning. The only people I can see really like that's like common top 8 players, Zamba. I think Zamba, Akala, and Syrup. I think those 3 are like pretty big walls, and unfortunately that is very likely that he's gonna run into one of those. He will lose to Raru. Raru's on the opposite side, so he actually doesn't have to, surprisingly, Light doesn't have to worry about Ice Climbers potentially or Luigi or anything like that. So he kind of got a little blessed there, as long as he doesn't choke his bracket. Thinking Light will make any top 8 is crazy. What the fuck you mean? He makes top 8 way more than he doesn't. But like, look, if he has to fight Mia, obviously it's Game & Watch, but like he's gonna lock in. I don't know what happened versus Monte. Like, to me, that's, even though matchup wise, yeah, Fox struggles versus Game & Watch, whatever, I don't think he should be losing to any Game & Watch at this point anymore, because he is just, well, I guess Mia's a better player, but the other Game & Watches, he's a better player. I think it sets the matchup. Like, he does have like 1 or like 2 obstacles. Like Asimo might be his hardest path to make, or hardest opponent to make it into top 8. But outside of that, if he gets through Asimo, or if Asimo loses to somebody else and he continues, fights like Raph or something instead, I think Light has a pretty good bracket to make top 8 winner side. If Spargo makes it into that spot like he is in this projected path right here, I think Spargo also has a high chance. I think like low-key that first C spot, whoever makes it in there out of Spargo and Light have a really good spot for the rest of the bracket. Now, if it goes like this and Doramigi just demolishes Akala, he might win the whole tournament. If it's Spargo. I don't think Spargo in this 1 week from last week to now I don't know if he has the ancient scrolls to change that ass whooping that happened. That shit was not pretty, bro. That was not a pretty set. I do think Light, if he fights Doramigi, he will beat him though, or has a really good chance at beating him. I think out of all the NA players, Light is definitely one of the best, if not the best option to beat Doramigi. He already has beat him before, actually. But like, yeah, he's building meter. But I obviously am gonna be rooting for Spargo and Light there to try to make it to grand finals winner side from that part of the bracket. It would be dope to see Zamba do really well as well. He is one of the players that we helped raise money for, and he was like in the group of players, so it'd be cool, you know, one of the funded players actually cook, or multiple funded players cook and shit like that. What we're gonna see. But if I had to say, obviously there is a lack of Leo in this top 8. You already know we gotta have my fucking boy Leo in this damn top 8 in some capacity. It would be amazing to see him get top 8 winner side. Will it happen? We're gonna have to see. But it would be amazing if he made it into top 8, bro. I would say a perfect top 8, or like a really good top 8. You know, you got the Light, you got the Spargo, you got the Leo, you got the Zach Ray in there, you got the Steves. No, I don't know about that, but you got the Asimo. You know what? You know, I'm not really the biggest fan of Kazuya, but I do want to see that Kazuya, what's his name, Frontier. Keep that in mind, Frontier. If y'all don't know him, Smash in Japan, they have like an online ladder system, like on a website where, you know, they do like ranked battles and shit like that and whatnot. And that's basically, when you look at that like list of players who play online, those are a lot of the best players in Japan right now and of the future. Akala, before he started cooking offline, he was cooking people in that online ladder system. Mia, same thing. Yoshidora always was mainly a Wi-Fi dude, started going to more stuff in this game. Even in Smash 4, he was like very scarce on attending events and stuff like that, but obviously became one of the best players in Japan as well. So it's just like a repeated habit, or like a repeated thing, that a lot of these guys who are really good at the Smash ladder are actually good at the fucking game. Surprise, surprise. So I'm gonna say if he actually makes top 8, that shit would be fire. Like, just for the sake of like storyline or shit like that. Like, do I see him win the whole tournament? Probably not, because it's not the same like thing like Akala coming into the scene shortly after quarantine and stuff. People know Kazuya way more now, and this many years later into the game and stuff, so it's not gonna be as easy. However, it still is Kazuya, you know what I'm saying? So you can't sleep on Kazuya. You get grabbed 3 times, or you get electric when you try to press a button, you might get fucked up, you know? So it would be crazy to see him get top 8, though I would not be thrilled to see him be like Light or Spargo or some shit like that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully I don't get that, like, that wish where I'm like, yo, put him in the top 8, but it comes at the cost of like Light or Spargo losing or something like that in order for him to get top 8. So hopefully. But yeah, my predictions, I'm gonna say, I mean, it's pretty like safe bet like, but I'm gonna say that Doramigi obviously has a really high chance at winning. His bracket to make to top 8 winners is a little difficult with Tweak being there, but if somebody takes Tweak out of the equation for him, I think he might make top 8, or like through the winner side. I do think, based on what happens in the rest of the bracket, Light also has a pretty high chance at making top 8 winners and potentially winning the event as well, if he's playing good. There's a difference. If he's playing all right, he's not winning. He has to play good. Like tech chases on point, tech chases on platforms, tech chases on kill percent, all that stuff. It needs to be on point. If Akala wins, I mean, it wouldn't be the most surprising thing, but I would want to see, like, I need to see somebody else win. I mean, Doramigi just won level up, but Light is one of those players that can beat anybody, basically just beat about anyone, but he doesn't win majors, or like he doesn't win like the big things. So it'd be nice to see him win like this, you know, or like a super major or something like that. In general, he always gets like 2nd or 3rd, some 4ths here and there, or like a 7th, sometimes like busters out at 17th. would be amazing for him to fucking win this shit. And then, whew, the Fox agenda is solidified. It's complete. But yeah, that's my predictions. I don't know exactly what the hell the top 8 is going to end up being like, but of course, future YouTube video. This is actually going to come out tomorrow, but I will be watching Kagaribi live from start to finish both days. Normally, I just watch events like top 8, maybe top 24 of some things. This one, the moment that shit goes live, we will be here. For people in NA, if you want to tune in and watch, it starts around, I think, 10 p.m. EST, 10 or 11 p.m. EST, and it will be happening all Saturday night into Sunday morning and Sunday night into Monday morning. It's not like other super majors where it happens Saturday and Sunday. It's Golden Week over there, so the tournament's actually Sunday and Monday, or Saturday. No, wait. It's Sunday and Monday, excuse me. So their major ends, or this tournament ends Monday night for them, which is Monday morning for us. So it's a little different. You know, if you want to ruin your sleep schedule and all that good shit, if you waking up, go to class or some shit like that, you might potentially watch the end of the whole tournament, because it's going to be happening throughout the night into the morning and stuff like that. So if you want to tune in, you already know where to go. I stream right here, so if you want to tune in and watch with me and the rest of the gang, tune in. But yeah, that's my predictions. I do hope Light wins. If Leo wins, bro, I'm gonna cry, bro. I'm gonna be real. If Light wins, I'll be happy. I ain't crying for him though. He played Fox. I don't cry for Fox players. But if Leo wins, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna shed a tear. I'm like, oh, it's been 3,000 years. That'd be the perfect ending.